If you are embarking on your spiritual journey, this is the book you should read. After reading The 12 Laws of the Universe by Manhardeep Singh, I feel more connected to my spirituality and why I choose to live a spiritual life. These 12 laws will help you understand who you are, your awareness of the collective, attracting your manifestations, and facing your shadow to find happiness in your everyday life. Today's video, I'm going to be giving you a recap on this book with the most valuable lessons I learned so that you can start applying these laws and live a life that feels in alignment with your soul's purpose. So let's get ready to dive in. Alrighty guys, I hope you're excited to dive into these 12 spiritual laws, their meanings, and how they can be applied in daily life to align with universal energies and achieve personal fulfillment. If you're new here, my name is Courtney and my channel is having a bit of a makeover as I am diving into more broader spirituality topics. So if crystals, astrology, energy work, holistic living is your thing too, give me a subscribe so you can tune in weekly. Here we go, diving into the first law of the 12 laws of the universe, the law of divine oneness. Everything is connected. It says that beyond our senses, every thought, action, and event has something to do with everything else. This law isn't too hard to grasp in my opinion, but it really is one that you should consider as you expand out in your life. We are all connected. Your thoughts and actions affect everyone. You can think of it like this. If someone is having a bad day, and they come in contact with someone that's a stranger and they give off that energy, that's gonna affect that person too. So essentially, if more people in the world are feeling in a low vibration, it's gonna affect more people to be in that low vibration. To really combat and balance out this law to others that may not be tapped in like you and I, it is so important to be aware of this law. How you interact with others matters. How you think and speak about yourself actually does impact others. We are all living on that same energetic wavelength, so let's choose to keep a high vibration. Takeaways I got from this law is that your state of mind is everything. Your inner circle is so important. Small shifts within yourself can make a huge difference. Really think globally here and create a space that brings you joy so that you can reflect that out to others. Moving on to the second law, the law of vibration. Everything has a unique vibration or frequency. So according to this law, every particle in the universe is constantly in motion and constantly carrying energy. Emotional vibrations such as love, joy, and gratitude have a greater frequency than pain, despair, and anger. Our intuition and the law of vibration go hand in hand. Checking in with yourself emotionally, seeing if you feel sad, angry, nervous, grief, happy is a way of tuning in to your vibration. Why is this important? If you are seeking a more productive or fulfilling life, you have to consciously think about how you can raise your vibration to attract your desires. Here is a really easy practice you can do today to really align with this law, and that is to consciously think about your feelings when you are generating thoughts or actions. Almost on a subconscious level, check in with yourself on how you feel when you are scrolling on social media, when you are listening to your favorite artist, when you are doing household chores, or when you're spending money. This is a really interesting mindfulness exercise that you can do that not only strengthens your intuition, but also helps you tap into your vibration. Takeaways I got from this law were to match your vibration with the vibration you want. Vibrational work starts with the mind and works outwardly. Pause before reacting. Really choose your vibration wisely. Think about how to respond in a situation. Are you coming from a high vibration or a low vibration? And the third law is the law of attraction. What is like unto itself is drawn. Vibrations of the same frequency attract each other. Higher frequency thoughts attract more of the same things, just as lower vibrations attract more of the same thing. The law of attraction tells us that like attracts like. So in order to attract things into your life or to live that ideal life, you have to learn how to vibrationally match that frequency. So for example, if you are seeking a promotion or a new job, you must deeply feel that you are vibrationally in that position, that you are being that person that you are imagining. You are a top earner in your field or what have you. You have to almost feel as if you are already that person so that you can match that vibration. The core feeling here is what we truly care about and believe will eventually become embedded in our subconscious, and we will just vibrate at that frequency. It really is a law that requires high self-esteem and self-confidence. Takeaways that I got from this law were having a clear intention really helps you vibrate at that frequency. Really, again, our thoughts shape our reality. Being more proactive, positive, and loving will only bring more of the same things into your life. Our experience on earth is determined by the energy we release consciously or unconsciously. And the fourth law is the law of correspondence. So above, so below. Our lives are created by the subconscious patterns that we repeat every day, which serve us or stop us. Activate this law by understanding your own patterns. This law really digs deep into our subconscious beliefs. For example, if we are thinking in a state of lack, we will see this belief pattern manifest in our external world. There may be situations or obstacles or challenges that we deem is due to us lacking, when really, if we shift our vibration, shift our intention to a more higher vibrational thought, we will attract more of that. It really is a lesson in remembering that if you want to change your external world, it really does start within yourself first. What happens in your thinking patterns, your beliefs, your thoughts really does correspond with your external manifestations. Takeaways I got from this law were to come back to the vibration of abundance when negative thoughts start to creep in. Really understanding what your patterns are in your life, and if there are some negative ones, how can you form new habits that are healthy in their place? Our most dominant inner thoughts really do show up in our external environment. Your perspective and self-thoughts can change your paradigm. Hey, if you're still enjoying this video, give me a big like. It really does help me out. Moving on to the fifth law, the law of action. Manifestation requires aligned action. Inspired action gets real results, meaning an action that aligns with what you are really passionate about reaps results. Manifestation requires aligned action. It's not all about believing and envisioning and speaking out loud. You have to do small little goals along the journey to have this manifestation that you really want come to fruition. Really, even like the smallest little step you take towards your goal or this manifestation that you really desire can make a difference. The law of attraction is about aligning yourself with what you want. The law of action is about taking action to accomplish what you want. This law, I think, is so important because you really do have to take small steps. The smallest step in getting closer and closer to your manifestation can make a really big impact. Takeaways I got from this law were inspired action can be a gentle nudge. It doesn't have to be a big master game plan. Controlling outcomes is not always possible, but setting small goals can really assist you along the way of accomplishing your goal or manifestation. When you are consistent with what you really want, it won't feel tedious. Your desire intrigues thoughts, and your actions of those thoughts really bring you closer to your desire. We've made it to the halfway point. The sixth law is the law of cause and effect. Every action has a consequence. All actions have corresponding reactions. Take responsibility for your life and become aware of aligning your thoughts and actions with the results you seek to achieve. This law is also known as the law of karma. Every action has a reaction. We can think of this in an internal way and an external way. Now, the thing about this law is that we don't always immediately see the reaction, right? It can take some time, right? The effects of what we do in the present may not happen right away. It takes some time to see that reaction happen and see how it unfolds. An example of this may be maybe in the present moment your friend comes to you and they're upset and you are nurturing them, you are giving them love, you are assisting them, and time has passed and now maybe you're in a similar situation where you are feeling down and your friend is now comforting you. It really is this cycle of karma coming back to you. What you give out comes back. Everything we experience in life is a chain of reactions, right? One thing sets off this thing, which then initiates this thing. It's like a domino effect. Takeaways I got from this law were that your energy has a ripple effect. Seize the opportunity to make a better decision. Try to make the best decision. Really focus on sending out good vibrations. Reflect on your life and see how your intentions, thoughts, beliefs have really contributed to your overall experience. The seventh law is the law of compensation. We are rewarded for right action. We will be blessed on good deeds we do and the value we provide. When we show generosity to others, we will be rewarded back generously. You will receive what you put out. And to be clear, this isn't compensation strictly with money or material goods. This is compensation of love, of joy, of respect. You know, it can be an emotional compensation as well. If we shift our mindset to over deliver, or to be extra nice to someone, or to do a really good job, we will receive that back. You get what you put into life. So whatever you do, do your best. Keep this in mind. The law of compensation is everywhere. Takeaways I got from this law were whatever you put out into the universe, know that it will come back to you tenfold. Think about how you can help others and be compensated with emotional fulfillment. Be open to receiving what the universe is handing back to you. Moving on to the eighth law, the law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Energy is always moving and always changing. Everything around us is in constant flux. On an energetic level, everything within the universe is continually evolving or fluctuating. Every action is preceded by a thought, with thoughts themselves having the ability to eventually manifest into our physical reality. It is so important to be aware of this law because it helps you realize how you have the power to trigger positive change. Here's an example of kind of like a situation with this law. Let's say you're hanging out with a friend, and every time you're with this person, they are always talking about negative experiences, talking about how their life is so bad, or the people they're meeting are just bringing about obstacles or challenges in their life. And what may be going on in those situations that you may not be aware of is that they're putting their energy onto you that is lowering your vibration. You're meeting them at that low vibe. It's really important to be aware of when this is going on so that you can trigger a change, so that you can be in control of changing that vibration by either changing the topic of the conversation or complimenting them, making them feel good, shifting their vibration, or sometimes just walking away from that person. Daily habits are also a really big element with this law. So creating a space, creating an environment that really raises your vibration, that makes you happy. And don't get me wrong, we are all gonna have bad days. It is normal to be in a low vibration, but there's a difference between wallowing and acknowledging that you are in a low vibration. Takeaways I got from this law were to trigger positive change when you feel like you're in a salty situation. Choose thoughts that serve you instead of weighing you down. Expose yourself to things that make you happy on a daily basis. Maybe go to the grocery store and buy flowers once a week to have in your home to really brighten up your space. Acknowledge to yourself when you are in a low vibration and consciously try to shift to a more positive vibration. The ninth law is the law of relativity. It's all relative. We tend to compare things in the world, but in reality, everything is neutral. Experiences are not good or bad, they are neutral. This law is a reminder of the power of perception. It is our human perceptions that evaluate our experiences. When we compare them to other situations, that is when we deem them good or bad. Choosing our perspective on a situation changes the outcome of the energy from it. So for example, if we miss our bus, we can perceive this as bad luck or a bad thing, when really it could be perceived as we weren't meant to be on that bus. There was a reason why we missed that bus, having a more neutral approach here. We can also think of this as comparing our salary to another person and thinking that we are in a state of lack. We wish we were making more money, where if we shift our perspective, someone else, a stranger to us, may see our own salary and want that number so badly. It's all about perspective here and really keeping things totally neutral. The key here is that there is always another point of view depending on the situation or the challenge at hand. Takeaways I got from this law were to be grateful for your life, even at times when you're not feeling grateful, because to someone else, they could really want your life. If you look at what you don't have in life, you will never have enough. And this law really reminded me of the metaphor looking at the glass half full. I feel like that is the true takeaway here with this law. The 10th law is the law of polarity. There are two sides to everything. Everything has an opposite, and it is the existence of these opposites that allow us to understand our lives. Negative emotions or situations are necessary so that we can acknowledge and really feel happy when things are on a high, when we are going through life and good things are happening. We really appreciate those times so much. This law helps us understand how to handle situations, how to go through trial and error, how to live a life that is for us and is a life where we learn a lot of lessons. Sometimes we have to accept the good, the bad, and the ugly. Takeaways I got from this law were to accept situations as they are and always strive to move forward from hardship. It's good to appreciate when times are good, but maybe not putting so much emotion behind it. I think this can be applied to a lot of things. Sometimes we may get what we want and then realize that we don't really want it. Envision the opposite effect in a situation to really help shift your perspective. The 11th law is the law of rhythm. Nothing is permanent. The energy of the universe is like a pendulum. If something swings to the left, it must swing to the right to balance. Everything is growing or dying. This comes from the vibrations and rhythms produced by cycles, phases, and development patterns. Energy is always moving, and these movements create patterns and cycles. This law reminds us that we can't control situations, and really adapting and flowing, going with the flow in situations is the best way to sync with the universe. Even when we are in hard situations, we have to realize that this will not last forever and that this cycle will end and a new one will begin. We have to learn how to maintain a balance within, to keep moving forward, and to really roll with life's punches. The cycles we experience are a natural part of the universe. Think of the seasons changing, of a breakup, of moving to a new city and starting over. It really is all about a cycle ending and a new one beginning. When you fight these changes, it will disrupt that flow and harmony in your life. Takeaways I got from this law were to not resist change and to proceed forward with optimism. When things feel hard, focus on the movement of that cycle, preparing for the ending and also preparing for that new beginning. We will be happier accepting the rhythm than dreading the rhythm. And this law really does teach us that everything has its own time. And the 12th and final law is the law of gender. Manifestation requires balance of energies. All of us have a combination of male and female energies, and we must balance them to create the things we want. And everything has a gestation period during which our desires will grow until they emerge into the material world. Learning to embrace your male and female energies will really nourish your ideas and manifestations. This yin and yang causes creation in life. The male energy is a creative, determined energy, whereas the female energy is more nurturing and intuitive with the wants and needs of others. You can also apply both of these energies when a new initiative is being presented to you, really making sure that you are persistent with your energy and that you are also maintaining relationships, maintaining your self-care while going about that new initiative. There really is this beautiful sense of wholeness when we tap into both of these energies. From the moment of conception to the fruition of the manifestation, really syncing these energies together bring about your creations and feeling this fulfillment within yourself. Takeaways I got from this law were that we all have male and female energies within us. Male energy helps with creativity and action, whereas female energy helps with intuition and really intellectual stimulation to create things in your life. Linking these two energies together will really contribute to making important decisions and manifesting your ideas in life. And there we have it, guys. We have covered all 12 laws of the universe. We did it together. I hope you enjoyed going over these laws with me. If there was a specific law that I talked about that you really resonated with, I would love to know which law that was down below in the comment section. I know for me personally, the law of action has my name written all over it. It is personally my favorite law that we covered today. If you liked today's video, please give it a big thumbs up. If you yourself are starting your spiritual journey or just want to keep learning more spiritual topics, I definitely recommend subscribing. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you hopefully in my next one.